Thanks for tuning in to my gaming podcast, Gems in Gaming, where I play various games and tell different stories about my life, experiences, wisdom, anything to help inspire and encourage others. You were born with the ability to change someone's life, and you should never waste it. If you enjoy, please like, comment, or subscribe. Alright, yo, what's going on, y'all? So, today's Gems in Gaming is about being bold and courageous. Being bold and being courageous. I haven't played Monster Hunter World in a minute, but I thought it'd be a nice little throwback to play it and do this lesson. This lesson is definitely important. So, if y'all been listening before and if I'm doing a lesson, then I think it's relevant for me. So, if I can learn from it, then so can you. So, since I started to do my own thing, I'm an entrepreneur now. I got my own business. I am learning to be more myself. Like that sounds probably crazy to someone that is super confident in who they are, but the majority of people in the world are not that way. In fact, majority of the people in the world are imitators, to be honest with you. So what I mean by that is, let's just take social media for example. We see a lot of stuff on social and we try to imitate that. We don't really have an opinion of our own. In the modern day era, we typically mirror what is popular, or we mirror everything that we see or what other people tell us to do and other people tell us to be, but we never look in the mirror and mirror ourselves. That was the case for me, and I noticed that after I left corporate. So when I was working in corporate, the whole concept is, if you really want to move up and really want to, be a part of the ecosystem, then you have to learn how people in that ecosystem operate. And majority of the time is they listen to the highest paid person in the room. So you could have a meeting and it could be let's just say your teammates or something like that, like people that you've always worked with, you fond of, whatever the case, maybe not fond of, whatever it is. Let's just say it's people you work with, right? And man, so I haven't played in a while, so y'all forgive me if I'm gonna stop doing what I'm doing while I'm talking, but let's get ready for this fight. But yeah, you're working with your people who you know, and you're all the same level. And now let's say y'all have a conversation about whatever, and your opinion isn't really getting heard. Let's just say it like that. You're saying something that for a fact would benefit everybody, but no one's really listening because we all the same level. Why would I need to listen to you? That's the mentality that you'll get from a lot of your peers and coworkers in corporate. Now, the irony of that is, let's say now a manager comes in, so just one level higher than the level that you're currently at, and the manager goes, hey y'all, I think we need to do blah blah blah, and whatever blah 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 is, you already said that. You already said exactly that exact same thing to your team, to your teammates, to your peeps. And they kind of laughed at you when you said it, but now that the big boss said it, they're like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. We should totally do that. That is what I'm learning corporate was like for me, or that's what I'm learning the world is kind of like, if I'm being honest with you. It doesn't really matter if it's corporate or not. The world is kind of set up that way, where people listen to the highest paid person in the room or the person with the highest level of authority. Now, my question to you is, who provides that authority? We all born in this world. We taught certain things. You go to school, you're taught a certain method about a topic or a certain concept about a topic, whatever the case is. And then you leave that school, and then you go to adult school. Eventually, you go to college, and then that college turns into a corporation where you're doing the exact same thing over and over and over again for years. Right? You're just listening to the highest paid person in the room. When you're in school, it's the teacher. When you're at work, it's your boss. Or someone with a higher title than you. When you're just out and about, just chilling, most likely it's the person you think that looks, unfortunately sometimes it's like the person that looks the wealthiest, or the person who's the most famous. And it's like we start to put certain people on a pedestal because of their status and not because of who they are. You ever notice that? Oh, my flash pot did not work. Y'all ever notice that? Like, we do it often. I used to think that way. Maybe. I never really cared about status, but because other people did, I thought that I had to. I tried to teach myself to think like other people, because I felt like I was weird if I didn't also enjoy celebrities or popular music or whatever, pop culture, whatever the case is. Like, I thought that if I didn't support what everyone else was supporting, then I was a problem. That's really strange. That's a really strange way of thinking, because if you think that way, you're never even thinking for yourself at that point. You're only thinking, okay, what will people approve of? What will people like? What will people enjoy? Will people like if I do a gyms and gaming podcast and just get on and start talking life? Is that the case? Should I do that? Even though I know that most people like, internet personalities when they get on and they typically game. They like screaming in the mic or like just acting a fool. That's not me. That's not my swag. I don't do nothing like that. I do enjoy games, but my mentality is different from at least the gamers that I've seen online. So I'm just like, no, you know what? Instead of trying to be like everybody else, I'm just gonna do me. If people want to hear positive wisdom while just watching some gameplay, that's my tribe. If the people want what every other or majority of other creators are doing, then that's easy. They can just go to Twitch, search a game, and they can find majority of those gamers and streamers doing the exact same thing. Right? And we do that so often in life with every single thing that we do. It's not just, I ain't trying to pick on gamers, but we do that so much with just basically everything. Like, for example, you go into work, and let's say you got a coworker, and they spitting facts. You like, man, this person said exactly what I was thinking, but I'm afraid to agree with him publicly because my boss might not like it. I'm afraid to agree with him publicly because if my boss don't agree with it, I don't want to. I don't want to. Man, I'm getting wrecked. I don't want to mess up my reputation. That's how it is for a lot of the things in the world. Like, we really like care so much about what people think, mainly because the way that we were taught to think was to think like other people. Now, I'm doing a speech coming up a couple weeks from now, and the organizer of the event told me to speak about critical thinking. So I've been doing a lot of studying on thinking, just in general. Like, a lot of studying on thinking, like the foundation of thinking, what it means to think, negative activities that hurts us from thinking positively, activities that helps us think better. And the way that you think impacts so much of the world, so much of your world. right? So if you're taught how to think about other people, or taught, to care about other people care about, then you're not being taught how to think like yourself. You're not being taught how to be original. You're not being taught that the way that you are and the way that you behave is okay, because you're being taught to act and behave like other people. Man, when I finally was able to move out from my 9 to 5, I struggled. I struggled, man. The majority of things I did was like, all right, this is what we did in corporate, so I need to do this in my own business. We did it just like this in corporate. We worked this amount. We did this. We did that. So that's what I need to do. They sent emails like this. They did that in corporate. They did this. Like everything I did when I first started was trying to emulate what corporate did, because they were quote unquote successful. And you'll see this a lot. Like you'll see this often with let's go back to the streamers. You'll see this with internet personalities. Like one person will blow up and get famous, so the next thing you know, everybody is trying to do that exact same thing. Sometimes they don't even change the content, man. They just do the exact same content, word for word, bar for bar, bro. Like, and they have no shame. It's hilarious to me. It's like, man, people want to be famous, but they don't want to be themselves. It's like, that's really weird. That's really weird, because you'll be putting on an act so long that when it is time for you to be yourself, you don't even know what's real and what's not. Straight up. I know a ton of people like that, man. You ever try to have a conversation with somebody that likes to troll? Bruh, it's like the worst. It's like the worst, like, conversation that you're gonna have, because a troll trolls so much, and when they try to get serious, it's like, how am I supposed to take you serious? Like, I didn't even know you were a deep thinker. I didn't even know what you cared about, because you were being this persona for so long that it's hard for me to take you any, consider anything that you say outside of that persona. So that's why you should never try to be like anyone else. And that's why I said, hey man, you gotta be bold and be courageous. You know it's hard to do in this world for sure is be yourself, because everyone is telling you to be like everyone else. The hardest thing for you to do in this world is to be yourself, because everyone is telling you to be like everyone else. And if you try to do that, right, and compare yourself to everyone else and try to be like everyone, man, eventually you're never gonna be happy. Or not eventually, automatically you're never gonna be happy. Because when you try to be like other people, you're now comparing yourself. And it's like you comparing yourself to people that don't even believe in themselves. Like, does that make sense to y'all? Like, let's say I had depression, which I did in the past. Today I don't. But let's say I had depression currently, and I'm telling you how to be happy. Does that make the bigger question would be is, why am I not taking that advice? That's what the question should be. So if someone's pretending to be someone else, then how could they tell you, how to be yourself? They can't. They can't. They can try all they want, but they definitely cannot. Because they don't even know. And no matter how hard they try, it'll be very difficult for them to get in that mindset of, okay, I need to be me. That's why being yourself is one of the most difficult things you can do in this world. Because the way that, or at least, and definitely in our culture, because the way that you brought up, and the way that you're taught to think, and the way that you're taught to be. So when I started to be at peace and feel more myself, obviously you guys know, so I listen to the Daily Audio Bible daily, like every morning before I start my day. I also listen to Eric Thomas or Miles Monroe or someone motivational and inspirational that teaches me to never be discouraged and continue to walk in my purpose with confidence. And now, what that does, hey, I know it's so funny. This man just like came to the door to blow to blow his leaves like right here. Like, come on, man. I might edit that out. So now that I start my day off that way, and I've been doing that for years now, I've now started to reshape the way that I think. I'm starting to build self-confidence and started to walk in my purpose more and more. Now that I'm walking in my purpose, I have no reason to care about what everyone else is doing. Now I'm more bold and more courageous because I know what I bring to the table. I did this conference once, and I ain't gonna call it out because the story is not very positive. I did this conference once, and I remember I felt like I was getting played by the judges and the host for this pitch competition that I had to do. But it's all good. I ain't tripping. I go through. I do my pitch, and when I got the mic, even though I felt like I was getting played and judged a lot by the powers that be, I didn't care at all. Like when I did my performance, I did that performance like everyone was on my side because I knew that I had something to say. I knew that I had a purpose, and I knew exactly why I was there. And I remember I walked up to the judges after, asked them questions on what they thought about my pitch. And like 10 minutes after, probably 10 minutes after I did my pitch, the lady goes to me, one of the judges, she says, "Who are you? Did you pitch?" And I mean, it's like 10 minutes after I did my pitch. So it's 18 companies that had to do their pitch, and I was one of the companies. So 10 minutes after I did my pitch, this lady goes, "Who are you? Did you pitch?" So, and I was one of the last people too. I know what I did? Well, I laughed so hard, I just started dying laughing. And because I laughed, I think that threw her off so much, she changed her whole demeanor. She and the other judges were talking to me, and she even quoted some of the things I said verbatim, so I knew she heard my pitch. But the reason I laughed is because it's like, oh, okay, so you either think it was that terrible or you trying to play me. Either way, I know I got something to sell. I got a vision that you can't see. So even if you're laughing at me today, you won't be laughing tomorrow. So the joke's on you. I thought it was funny because I saw the punchline, even though they didn't. And that's the way you got to be. Like, man, these people that play you, man, or try to play you, man, don't worry about them. You want to know why they trying to play you? Because they playing themselves. They playing a role that they can't sustain, and you just being you. And you know how easy it is for you to be you? Like, the effort that you got to put in? Effortless. But it's so hard to do that in this world because people are always telling you to be this way or whatever the case. Be this way or think this way, whatever it is. Man, don't listen to that. If you feel like the way that you're thinking about a situation is correct, but you're afraid to walk into that way of thinking because of what everyone else is saying, then you need to really evaluate. Do I feel this way because other people are telling me to feel this way, or do I feel this way because I am walking in my purpose? Now, sometimes, don't get me wrong, like sometimes we need that level of encouragement, or sometimes we need that person in our ear to go, "Hey, I wouldn't do that if I was you," because we're not perfect. We're not gonna always make the correct decisions. But let's say your goal is to leave your job and start a business. Y'all know how many people, friends and family, told me I shouldn't do it, or they wouldn't do it. Everyone projects onto you their own insecurities and fears. And this is why I'm telling you, man, don't listen to none of that, bro. Be you. No way. Be you. Don't listen to what these people saying, man, because how can they tell you the right thing to do if they won't do the right thing themselves? Everyone that told me not to do it has never started their own business. In fact, they all work for the. And matter of fact, I got most of them the jobs that they work at because I'm a career coach. And I'm trying to, tell them I'm on something new. I'm going into entrepreneurial mode. I'm thinking about starting my own business. Man, I'm expecting people to be like, "Oh, congrats, that's dope, that's dope." Man, nah, that's cat. They was hating so hard. And for me, because some people say, "Well, why is it hate?" Because they telling you, how they feel about a certain thing. It's okay to tell people how you feel, but the opposite of love is hate. So if you ain't showing love, what you think you showing? Please don't tell me you think please don't tell me you think you're not showing hate if you showing the opposite of love. That don't make sense. Come on, man. That's why I'm just me, so bold, so courageous, bro. I remember every negative comment anyone's ever said, and I just keep it moving. I just laugh because the joke's on them. The joke's on them. I'm me. You gotta have that level. That's what I'm saying. Be bold and courageous, bro. You gotta have that level that level of confidence about yourself to be like, yo, y'all laughing at me. That's hilarious. Y'all don't know the punchline. Facts. I'm trying to tell you straight up. Don't be worrying about what people doing out here or what people thinking, man, because the joke's on them. You the one with the purpose that they can't walk in. And they don't even want to know their own purpose. That's the sad part. They want to get validation from other people, what other people are doing, what other people are thinking. The amount of views that they got, the amount of likes that they got, the amount of clicks that they got. Like, bruh, do you got a product to sell, or are you just trying to be famous? Because if you just trying to be famous, then it's easy. Man, it's a lot of stuff you can do to just try to be famous. It's a lot. Listen. We all know that one video that went viral, and we thought to ourselves, like, why am I watching this? I can't believe this is entertainment. A lot of us think that about certain things that we see. And a lot of people, like I said earlier, try to imitate that thing that got them popular. Now you got so many clones, bro. You don't even know which one to follow. The one that you follow most is the one with the most views. But when you being yourself and you doing your thing, people will automatically be attracted to your authenticity. Man, being authentic is way better than being famous. Listen, I know a lot of famous people. A lot. And this is not, I'm not telling you this to brag. I'm telling you this to let you know that it's nothing to brag about. At all, bro. I'm telling you, a lot of these people are so corny. Man, I want to so bad, but I can't name certain people. I don't want to be disrespectful to them, but I hear some of the things that they talk about. Hey man, look at my shoe collection. Okay, that's dope. But now that you're famous, I remember you was talking about how you wanted to take care of your moms and stuff. Like, are you doing that? No. But look at these shoes. Like, bro, you serious? The shoe collection, your jewelry, your mahogany table. Like, this is why I came to your crib for you to talk about your stuff. Like, bro, I got stuff at my crib. And that's the wild part. It's like people care so much about stuff, they don't even realize that everybody got stuff. You chase stuff so much, man, you start to be ungrateful for the stuff that you have. And it's like, that's just so corny to me. Like, people say, man, I want a new house because so and so got a new house, but they don't even take care. They don't even clean the house they got. Again, man, if that's you right now and you thinking, hey, I do want a new house, and you looking around your crib and your room dirty or your house dirty, man, listen, take care of what you got right now. Be grateful for what you have right now, and then everything else will be added to you as you're just being authentically you. Trust me. The more you are, the better you become, because you're just being you. So you learn how to be you more and more, and next thing you know, the right things will be added unto you. Yeah, if y'all never heard that before, I think Jesus was saying that to let's see, he taught to many crowds, but he was telling people like, man, y'all focus on the wrong stuff. Y'all focus on things. It's like, y'all ever just focus on the kingdom? And basically, y'all ever just realize that all you need to do is be you, and that's all you really need, and then all the things will be added to you? People ain't catch that. Like, people so caught up on what they're hearing they have to give up, when in reality Jesus is saying, bro, you just gotta be you, and everything else, you ain't giving up nothing. All this stuff is temporary. Everything we own, everything we eat, everything we have, temporary. Even our lives, temporary. So imagine living your whole life and never finding out who you are, or never even trying to be the best version of you, because you're so busy chasing temporary stuff. That's like saying, man, I'm trying to show nobody I'm somebody. Straight up. Now y'all gonna have to give me a sec, get my camera back, but as y'all can see, I am not currently in a position to do that. So just listen to me spit game for a sec, man. Because I don't want anyone listening to this call or listening to this meeting to, get all this meeting. Excuse me. Y'all see what I'm doing? I'm in the middle of a fight. But I don't want anyone to listen to this video and be the same after. Because what you should be doing, if you are acting like someone else, is you should be changing more into yourself. You should become more you. That's the best advice I can give you in the world. I just gave you $1 million game right there. Be yourself. Be you. Be more authentically you. Bro, your whole life just changed right there. I'm trying to tell you, man, what is your gift? And once you got that gift, claim that gift, bro. What is your gift? It's an easy question that only you can answer. And if you don't know the answer, you'll find it out more and more just by being you. You know what I mean? Like, people told me growing up, video games, not the way to go. Man, now I got a whole business about games, about gaming. That's pretty lit. Let's see if we can get this camera back on. Yo, so this battery's dying too. So I'm just going to end the video, man. I think it's a great way to end it. I feel like we covered everything we need to cover, man. But listen, just be more authentically you. Don't change for anything. And if you're not being yourself, then change for yourself. Change more into you. Be more authentically you, and everything else will be added. Trust me, bro. Trust me. But camera's dying. I just wanted to say y'all take it easy and God bless.